Hello student. uh, with this video actually I am going to conclude the um, cycle 6, and actually now on in the incoming cycle we are going to have exam. That is why I want to just overview one example about DFD, and we'll conclude this designing, or we can say this data flow diagram, how we can do process modeling, and how we and what are the types of models, developing models are there, and what are the life cycle models are there, what are the phases we have discussed till now in this cycle also. And I just want to give you an example of data flow diagram, and that is about food ordering system, to revive or to make it more understand about DFD diagram, because it is very important as you are a computer application student, and at any point of time you might need to do projects, and in projects to draw a DFD almost very important. And that is why I would like to give you another example with this with this name, that is food ordering system. Suppose you need to so what data flow diagram provides a visual visual interpretation of flow of information. We have talked about this in the previous videos of the DFDs also, which within a system. By drawing a data flow diagram, you can tell the information provided by and delivered to someone who takes part in the system process. The information needed to complete the process, information needed to complete the processes, and the information needed to be stored and accessed. So main part is here. What information will be needed for processing, what information will need to be stored, and what information need to be accessed. This article describes and explains the data flow diagram by using food ordering system as an example. So here again we try to go through this. Suppose the example is like that: a context diagram is a data flow diagram that only shows the top level, otherwise known as level 0. So initially you need to draw a level 0 context free, or you can say context diagram, that is data flow diagram. So that context diagram about the initial diagram, that context diagram is the initial diagram about data flow diagram, only shows the top level, and otherwise we can say it as a level 0 DFD. At this level, at level 0 level, there is only one visible process node. There should be, or there is only one visible process node that represent the functions of a complete system, in regards to how it interacts with the external entities. Some of the benefits of a context diagram. So here you can see that this is the same name, that is we can say level 0 diagram, level 0 DFD diagram, or we can say context diagram. So what are the benefits of this context diagram or level 0 diagram? Shows the overview of the boundary of a system, that we have also mentioned in the previous videos of DFDs, and no technical knowledge is required. At this point of time, at level 0, you don't need to have any knowledge of the technical thing, and understand the simple notation, simple to draw, amend, and elaborate as its limited notation. So there are notations, specific notation we have mentioned earlier also. So here the figure shows a context data flow diagram that is drawn for a food ordering system. It contains a process, that shape that represents the symbol to model, in this case food ordering system. Here you can see this is food ordering system, it also shows the participants who will interact with the system. Those are the entities, and these are like customer, kitchen, manager, supplier. Those are the entities which will interact with the system. In between the process and external entities, there are data flows. Connectors that indicate the existence of information exchange between the entities and the system. Context DFD is the entrance of a data flow model. It contains one and only one process and does not show any data store. So at this point, at this level 0, you might not show, or you cannot show, it does not show any data storage or databases. It just show only one process, that is a whole system, and what are the entities associated with, and how the data flow are connected. Okay, so that is level 0 diagram. Okay, and next we'll go for next one, that is level 1 DFD. So we are going to deconstruct, or we are going to decompose this level 0 diagram into level 1 by dividing one system into more parts. So the figure below shows the level 1 DFD, which is the decomposition. Main part is that, main word is that we need to decompose or break down of the food ordering system process shown in the context DFD, or you can say level 0 DFD. So read through the diagram, and then we will introduce some of the key concepts based on this diagram. Here you can see order food is one process, generate reports is one other process, order inventory another process. So there are three processes, and initially we have seen in the previous level 0 there are four entities. So now those four entities are connected with different processes, but initially in level 0 there are only one process, that is the whole system. But here we can see those entities are connecting with various different processes comprising the same system. So here you can see customer can access, or here this is a number, customer can give a one number order food. Okay, this is one process, one process, one process, second process, third process, that is the number. D is databases. Databases are like inventory database and order database. So customer gives the order, gets the bill from the order food, and order food also gives the order to the kitchen, and also that order will be stored in the order, and also inventory details will be updated because some food will be deducted after using that in the kitchen. So inventory details will be deducted or deleted or modified, and then again after order is made in the databases, in that way also that manager might seek report. Okay, that might seek report, and that will create a report, and report will be given to the manager, and report, to get the report also inventory details and order details will be required, and that order in that data will be used in the generating the report, and report will be given to the manager, because manager not only required the order reports, also inventory report also required to know the what are the amount remains in the inventory and what are the orders given to the customers. Those are different type of thing actually, but all the things will be necessary for manager, because he or she need to keep the track of the inventory, or also what are the order taken from the customer. And again if manager want to purchase more type of food or more type of grocery items or another any items that are not available in the inventory after getting the reports, that manager want to give some inventory order to the order inventory process, and in that way it will again inventory details will be updated here, and again inventory order will be given to the supplier. So that is a food ordering process. You might elaborate more also as per your choice. This is just a sample example. This is just a sample example which might not be fully designed, or just to give an idea about how level 1 DFD can be constructed from the level 0 DFD, and we can again go for level 2 if we want to deconstruct this order food again, or decompose the order food or any other component or any other process more, then we can go for level 2. In that way we can go on and on. So here you can see what it has discussed here. The food order system, the flow diagram example contains three processes, four external entities and two data stores. Based on the diagram, we know that customer can place an order. Obviously, the order food processes revise the order, forward it to kitchen, store it in the order store, and store the update inventory details in inventory data store. The process also delivers a bill to the customers. This process also delivers a bill to the customers. This process. Okay. and the manager can receive reports through the generated report process, which takes inventory details and order as input from the inventory and the order data, inventory and order data stores respectively. And the manager can also initiate the inventory process by providing inventory order. The process forwards the inventory order to the supplier and stores the update inventory details in the inventory data stores. So this is the data stores. Data flow diagram tips and questions are like: process table should be verb phrases, like here you can see this is process words. You can see process labels should be verb phrase. Data stores represented by nouns. Here you can see data stores are represented by nouns. You can see data stores, order, inventory. But the process labels are like order, like verb, generate, order. So these are the verb, but here you can see this is noun words. Though order are same, but order in case of this one this is verb, in case of this one this is noun. Okay, an external entity must be associated with at least a process. So here if you give an entity and it is not connected to it with any other processes, then there is no need of giving a entity. But whenever you give an entity, you need to associate it with at least one process, and don't let it get too complex. Normally 5-7 average people can manage processes. DFD is non-deterministic, and the numbering does not necessarily indicate sequence. It is useful in identifying the processes when discussing with users. So here you can see the numbering is not like important one, but you can give it for understanding while you are discussing something, or you are elaborating your discussion in the presentation, also in the some other process also. You can give the numbers to mention or to point out the things, but there is no sequence like 1 is to need happen before 2 or 2 is to need happen before 3, like that. There is no such thing about because this is non-deterministic. So data store should not connected an external entity, should not be connected to an external entity. Otherwise it would mean that you're giving an external entity direct access to your data files. So whatever data stores or databases you are using in your process or your system cannot give access to the external entity. Otherwise it can be seen as like any user can access, or any external entity can access your data, which is like a not secure enough to your data. So that is why data store should not be connected with an external entity. Otherwise it would mean that you are giving an external entity direct access to your data files. And also data flows should not exist between two external entities without going through a process. Here again, suppose customer cannot communicate with kitchen with some data flow without going through an process. There should be some process through which one customer can give some data flow to the kitchen. That is the saying, data flow should not be existed between two external entities without going through a process. And a process that has inputs but without outputs is considered to be a black hole process. So a process that has inputs but without outputs is considered to be a black hole process. So that is all about. You can go through that links also. I am going to upload this file, and if you have any doubt also let me know. This is very important to understand how we can draw and design DFD in case of designing projects or developing a project also, or in developing information system also. It is very important to understand how we can draw DFD. So that's it. That is all about for this video, and that is how we are ending the cycle 6, and I'm going to bring new topics, new module on next cycle after the exam. And that's it. Thank you. If you have any doubt also, please let me know. We'll try to talk over Google Meet. Thank you.